afternoon, our dear viewer. My name is Elias Mushina. Welcome to today's news, Younib at 1.
And I am Mary Ann Gatu.
Let's deep dive to our today's news. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party leaders have vowed to join physicians in their continuous rally if the government does not move quickly to end the current stalemate.
The opposition faction, led by Wiper Party chairperson Kalonzo Musyoka, has stated that if necessary, they will stand in solidarity with the medics on the streets. The leaders who spoke on the press on Tuesday also slammed President William Ruto for disregarding the physicians' request to have their terms improved.
It is their constitutional right under Article 37. And if this government, instead of addressing the problem, the root cause of this, is going to use tear gas and force against the doctors and force them off the streets, as Azimio, we are ready to come out to stand with them.
Personally, I don't think I have a lot of regard for these CSCs. Whether they resign or they don't resign, they are part and parcel of a regime that is failing its citizens. We are consulting. We are consulting, and if they do not stop this strike, obviously Kenyans are free to join. What are they doing with all this money? That is what Kenyans are asking. Why don't you have collected all the money from every Kenyan, bleeding, literally, bleeding the economy in order to get money. So we can only come to one conclusion, that this is an extravagant regime. They want to be able to milk every penny out of the Kenyans and be able, and then even refuse to pay the doctor. We have established this morning that over 500 Kenyans have lost their lives following the doctor strike. You may even want to compare that to Shakahola. And it looks like nobody seems to care.
That you cannot, as a government, say you have no money to pay your doctors, and yet you have money to give new jobs called CSs, creating offices, and rewarding your cronies, who lost elections to most of these honorable members of parliament, and who are going to be earning more than the honorable members of parliament.
As the nationwide doctor strike persists, calls for President William Ruto intervention are growing louder among striking medical professionals. Now, on its 27th day, the strike has generated significant attention from both political figures and healthcare advocates, who are furious of the government responsible or despite thousands of Kenyans lacking service at hospitals.
To get CBA, we went for 100-day strike. To implement it, we should be ready for 200 days.
We want Ruto himself to meet these doctors.
Affordable housing is not our priority. Our priority is medical concerns.
We want to serve the patients, and therefore we want the taxpayers' money to be released for us.
Nakumita must. You cannot do diploma online, and then you come and frustrate the doctors who cleared 6 years in the university.
If you do not recognize their value, you do not recognize the value of Kenyans who elected you. A government that employs health workers, and they call them UHC, and then want to pay them less than other people in the same grade. That kind of discrimination is not acceptable.
We must deal with matters health with the soberness that is required.
Now, suspected fake fertilizer suppliers SBL Innovate delivered 100,000 bags of NCBP outlets countrywide. However, its owner Josiah Karaoke has dismissed the assertions, affirming that his products were certified by KEBS.
In high fever grilling, the Agriculture Committee tasked him to explain whether the diatomite was sold in the name of fertilizer factoring, that his company is based in a region rich in the mineral. Karaoke's lawyer has casted aspersions on the impartiality of the committee, citing unfairness during the proceedings.
I cannot answer 50 questions. They've been asked everywhere, but it's okay. I'll try my best because
lawyers are misleading
you should ask
you.
one person.
They are misleading you.
Yes.
We told you to note and answer. All these members have to interrogate you.
It's true.
So you needed to note them down. If you are not prepared with a paper and a pen, it is not our mistake. That's what we do here. You have to note them down. And then, or if you decide not to answer, we shall declare you a hostile witness, and then we release you. There is no problem.
I think some of the questions I can't even remember because everybody is talking.
Conditioner or the organic?
The same conditioner, the same organic, it was the same thing they were doing. It have been the same product. And you can see as well they have different results from everybody else.
Mr. Kajuki, are you saying the conditioner is the same as the organic?
As far as Cape said, that's what I'm following. That's what they said. So I'm following on that. The people who are selling soil, so those people should compensate the farmers.
Context.
I haven't been found guilty by anyone, so...
This committee is a sham.
Our client is supplying what KEBS allowed him to supply.
The right thing.
And that is the right thing. Waende washike wale waganga wa KEBS.
Now we'll take a short, quick break, and when we come back, we'll give you more.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back. SIA Governor James Orengo speaking at the SIA Institute of Technology today while addressing the Kenya Primary School Head Teachers Association members from Nyanza during the region annual general meeting. One serving teacher to have representatives within the Teachers Service Commission to champion their rights.
Orengo believes that the TSC, as a constitutional body, should follow in the footsteps of other commissions, such as the court, by appointing at least one commissioner to represent persons in active employment or services. The governor also challenged teachers to continue fighting for a slot in the TSC, adding that their numbers and support from Kenyans will have to be listened to.
I cannot answer 50 questions. They've been asked everywhere, but it's okay. I'll try my best because
lawyers are misleading
you should ask
you.
one person.
They are misleading you.
Yes.
We told you to note and answer. All these members have to interrogate you.
It's true.
So you needed to note them down.
But I consider you as, under your various associations, including CAPTCHA, as probably a big political movement. If you talk, the nation has to listen. So I've been proposing over years, and when President Uhuru was in Kakamega some years ago, I told him that it was wrong, and I think it's still wrong, to have a Teacher Service Commission in the Constitution, but with no representation from the teachers. Teachers should be in the Teachers Service Commission. And the reason why I'm saying so, the Judicial Service Commission, practicing lawyers elect representatives to the Judicial Service Commission. In the Parliamentary Service Commission, which is supposed to look after members of Parliament, members of Parliament sit in that commission. So I hope that in this journey, never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up, and never give up, until in the Teacher Service Commission, there is not a retired teacher, but a teacher in service sitting in the commission. Otherwise, hao watu wataendelea kusema hakuna pesa, hakuna pesa.
On to other stories is that a retired athlete Elias Kiptum Maindi and coach Paul Simbolei have been sentenced by JKA court to a cumulative 2.5 years for fabricating documents to tarnish Kenya's image as a doping haven. Elias Kiptum and coach Paul Simbolei were found guilty of fabricating doping allegations against top athletes and sharing them with foreign media.
Simbolei, who was found guilty one count of the 13 offenses, was acquitted after the court ruled that he had already served 2 years during the pre-trial detention.
Charged with 12 counts of forgery, contrary to Section 345, as read with Section 349 of the Penal Code. The 13th count is conspiracy to cause injury, contrary to Section 395B of the Penal Code. The purpose of sentencing. Sentencing comes at the tail end of the criminal process. However, it is an important part. The specifics of this case center around criminal offenses. They have a far-reaching effect than just forgery and conspiracy to cause injury. This far-reaching effect touches on athletics locally and internationally that involve Kenya participating. The timing of the sentencing is by the design of providence, given that Kenya has just participated in the cross-country championships in Belgrade, Serbia, March 30th, 2024, recently took part in the Africa Games in Accra, Ghana, March 18th to 22nd, 2024, and is in the process of preparing for the Olympics in Paris, France, July 26th to August 11th, 2024.
And Muyot Kipsigi's Council of Elders apologized to President William Ruto over incidences where the elected leaders were heckled at the event in Bomet and Kericho counties.
Muyot Chairman Richard Ngeno, on behalf of the Kipsigis community, apologized to President Ruto and requested forgiveness. Chairman Ngeno also requested the release of those arrested of the heckling incidents. The Council of Church Elders are set to plan a visit to their president where the group will present their apologies to the head of state.
Na sisi kama jamii wa Kipsigis tunajua ya kwamba viongozi wanatoka kwa Mungu, na tukikosea kiongozi tumekosea Mungu. Tumekosea wale walipigia kura, na tumekosea wazee ambao walipatia baraka, na tumekosea kanisa ambayo waliombea. Kwa hiyo kama jamii ya Kipsigis tumetuma viongozi wetu waambie rais, sisi wasi tunataka enda kwake kuomba msamaha kwa niaba ya wale watoto ambao waliteresa na kama na wananchi wetu kwa jumla. Sisi tunasema tuliteresa na tunaomba msamaha kwa Mungu, na tunaomba rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya naye atusamee kwa yale ambayo yalitokea.
Now we've come to the end of our today's news desk at 1 p.m. with me, Mary Ann Gatu
and Elias Mwashina. Have a great day
ahead.